The 89th Texas legislative session begins on Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jack Kessler. Representative-elect Caroline Fairley is the youngest female Republican member in the state history and will be headed to Austin. She talks with us about her plans for this session. Fox 14's Princess Bryant has more. That story is a part of our Democracy 2025 coverage and is first on Fox Tonight.
During this past election cycle, Representative-elect Caroline Fairley won the race for Texas House District 87, a seat that was held by Ford Price for the past 14 years before he announced he wasn't running for re-election.
So since I announced running for office, I've spent the last year and a half getting to know the constituents here in District 87. And so I've spent a lot of time, whether it's your farmers and ranchers, agriculture, school teachers, and a lot of different folks in the area.
One topic that has been on the top of the agenda across the state is school choice and how that may look in the next legislative session. Fairley says she believes school choice will pass in the upcoming session.
And I really think what the solution to this topic, whether you're for it or against it, is what does the actual legislation do, and how does it impact the rural area, how does it impact Amarillo, and how does it impact the rest of Texas?
She asked that her focus right now is seeing where the final school choice bill is at and having an open line of communication.
And having an open line of communication with my school board members, ISDs, to make sure, do we need to bring amendments to make sure that we do protect these rural schools? 90% of kids in Texas are educated through public school, and so we've got to make sure that when it comes down to the legislation that it is effective.
School choice is not the only topic that Governor Greg Abbott and other Texas elected officials have been focusing on. Another topic that has been at the top of people's minds is border security and what that may look like not only in the next legislative session, but also the upcoming presidential cycle.
I do know securing the border, it is one of the most important issues to Texans. And really the reality is we don't want the drug cartels, we don't want sex traffickers, and we don't want terrorists in our country.
Fairley asked that in this session, elected officials will be looking to see what does securing the border actually look like, while also looking into the immigration process.
Make sure that we can allow other people to come into our country, but do it the right way. There are, it's very long to become a legal citizen, and it's very expensive. And so I think on both sides, those are two different policies that I would differentiate between.
West Texas is filled with agriculture, and with that comes the need for water in the area, a topic that Representative-elect Fairley says will be carried into the next session.
This last session, there was $1 billion allocated to the Texas Water Fund. And I know in this next session, there will be more resources allocated to make sure that we have a long-term plan.
In Amarillo, Princess Bryant, Fox 14 News.
Representative-elect Fairley says that she wants to take the opportunity during this session to learn and see how the bills can be impactful to Texas District 87. To see the full sit-down with Representative-elect Caroline Fairley and Representative John Smithy ahead of this session, tune in Sunday morning on Politics Today to hear their priorities during this session. That airs at 10 right after Meet the Press on our sister station, KMR Local 4 News. Today.